Banisher, please come in. As it is called, your serving woman may sit while we talk.
I'm the help. She's the boss. You're not Charles.
Alright, today taking a look at Banisher, Ghosts of New Eden finally. Now this game released at a time when kind of squished in between Helldiver 2 and Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, and it is pretty unfortunate as it is a very, very good narrative, single-player driven game. Unfortunately, I think it was just released at a bad time. With how Helldiver 2 is kind of blowing up right now. But definitely, if you have this game on your wish list already, continue to leave it there because it's definitely a very good game when you have the time to get around to it. It does start off a little slow, but if you stick with it, it is a pretty good narrative-driven game. And Don't Nod is definitely known for their single story-driven game, not for their combat. And that is the same with this game. The combat leaves a bit to be desired. It's not that much. It's definitely better than Vampire, but not that much better. If you love Vampire, you'll definitely like this game too. But don't expect too much with the combat. It is still better than Vampire, but again, not that much better. Now, Banisher Goes to Eden does support ultra-wide, but only during gameplay. In menus and cutscenes, there will be a ton of cutscenes, or pillow box. Fortunately, there is already a mod from Rose that will remove the black bar during cutscenes, but the menu will still be pillow box to 16 by 9. Now, along with the ultra-wide mod, she has also released a FOV mod as well. What you're seeing is only with the ultra-wide mod. I have not applied the FOV mod, but that is up to you if you want to use it or not. It is a separate download, so everything is in the description. As for the game performance, it runs excellent on the PC. It does support AMD FSR 2.1 and DLSS and also frame generation. But I found that even without frame generation or DLSS and just using TAA at 110% on my 4090, I was still getting very solid frames of 80 plus with everything on Ultra. So definitely better optimization than Vampire from 2018. And no HDR for those that are curious. When it comes to the control, the mouse and keyboard works just fine. It is pretty standard. Nothing kind of inherently bad that requires a lot of tweaking. You can pretty much just pick it up and play right away. Might have to switch maybe one or two things to your liking, like the block and the dodge. But for the most part, it is pretty standard controls on the mouse and keyboard. Alright, as for the game itself, it is a very heavy story-driven game. It is a slow burn, so early on, just know that the game does start very slow. So if you're testing out the game and trying to keep it under that 2-hour mark, just keep in mind that it does start very slow. So if you're not sure if you want to pick it up yet, I would just, like I said, continue to have it on your wish list. When you have more time, there's less game to play, definitely look into it again. It is a very good single story player game whenever you're in that mood. Now, if I was to give one big ding to this game, it is the combat, and like I mentioned, Don't Not combat is not their strong suit. The combat still feels a bit floaty. Hit detection, it doesn't feel very satisfying when you are striking the enemy. It's serviceable, but it doesn't really give you a very nice feedback when you're attacking the enemy. The perfect dodge and the perfect parry doesn't feel very satisfying. It doesn't feel responsive, especially when you're playing on higher difficulty and you're up against a boss and you're trying to do those perfect dodge and perfect counters. It doesn't work very well because it just feels not very responsive as it should be. So oftentimes you'll be hit when you are expecting a perfect dodge. So just those little things that just doesn't feel satisfying when it comes to the combat. Alright guys, that will do it for my early impression on Banisher Ghosts of New Eden. I think I'm wrapping up on Grand Blue Fantasy Relink now. I might move on to Helldiver 2. I have not even taken a look at that game yet, and it is continuing to blow up on Steam. So I might take a look into that. So until then, I will see y'all in the next video. And again, take care for now. Peace out.
is only defilement.